Okay, hello to my new subscribers, welcome to existing subscribers, hello to everyone. We're going to focus on Erik Karlsson, the Ottawa Senators captain in the NHL, and what is his future. Will Erik Karlsson be an Ottawa Senator next year? Last year he obviously had an ankle injury, and he played in the playoffs on one leg. He carried that team. He was a very inspirational leader of that team, but he severely injured himself, and they should have rested him in the end of the season. They should have at least assessed his fitness more and maybe looked after him more for his longevity. He had to have an operation in the off-season where they had to remove part of, I think, one of his bones in his ankle round here. They had to move part of this, I believe. So they had to take some bone out and they had to basically rebuild his ankle. He missed the beginning of this season. He comes back into the lineup, and when he comes back into the lineup, the team aren't doing great. And the Duchesne trade happens, where they get Duchesne in, they lose Turris, so they lose a little bit. Duchesne's taken a while to feel his way into a new team. So Karlsson's have to do even more leadership, take on more responsibility, play too many minutes. For a guy coming back from an injury like that, you want to work your way back in. He's still not 100%. You can see it. He's very downhearted. I think there were all the rumours about him going, the trade rumours up to the trade deadline day. That would have affected him, his mind space, and his attitude. Will I? Won't I? I'm assuming there were overtures made by other teams, and no deal could be reached for what would come back the other way for him. Long term, I don't see him staying there. If he does start next season at Ottawa, I do believe he will not finish next season at Ottawa. I do believe at some point he will move. He will. Melnyk, the owner, I don't think will meet his wage demands. Because Karlsson wants to have long-term security. If they're going to keep him there for the whole career. If they're not going to keep him, at least let him move on and play somewhere else. I think if any deal does happen, it will happen in the summer. Or it won't happen in the season, it will happen in the summer. I can see a team out west most likely getting him. I don't see them moving into a division rival, but I can just see him moving. It's probably for his own development, his own well-being. That injury he sustained last year has affected him, and I don't think he'll ever be the Erik Karlsson of old. He's had 2 severe ankle injuries now, one with an Achilles and basically a fractured foot, and he basically played on and he made it worse. I just think he might find a new lease of life and a new role at another team, and that another team can treat him better. That's what I honestly think. I don't think he wants to go as a free agent, because then he'll just get picked up on free agency and he'll be bounced around the league then. And I don't think that's the ending he wants to his career, the last half of his career getting bounced around the league as trade bait. I think he wants to stay long term with the team. I think he wants to do well long term with the team. And I don't think he wants to be in the limelight all the time. So if he goes to a team with a lot of leaders in it and he can add his voice, that will be more beneficial for him and the team he goes to. Because it seems that at Ottawa he's the only leader who's willing to stand up, face the press because he's the captain, but face the press anyway and lead by example all the time, and it exhausts you mentally. I think he needs to go somewhere he's more appreciated by his teammates and the team owner. And I don't see that in Ottawa. I don't see his future long term. I don't think he retires an Ottawa Senator. I think he'll end up somewhere like with cap space. So we've got to think cap space out west. Arizona, ironically, could be where he could end up. Ironically, they have Ekman Larson. They're my favourites to get Darlene. They had Karlsson. That's 3 solid defensemen. That's a good defensive call. He could end up in Winnipeg, might he? A lot of cap space there. It's in Canada. He doesn't have to move his family wholesale too far. It's the next city along the line of Canada from Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa to Winnipeg. It is actually the next team along the line, if you were to will. So he doesn't have to upheave his family too far. And you've got Calgary and Edmonton, and you've got Vancouver. Any one of the Canadian teams, apart from Everton, have cap space. They could quite happily pick him up and fit him in and still have room in the cap. for his wage demands. They could do that in the West. And then you've got other teams in the West as well. You've got the teams in California, LA, San Jose, and Anaheim. You've got St. Louis, Chicago going through a bit of a rebuild. They're going to have to retool, and Karlsson could help them with that. You've got Dallas. They always like scoring defensemen in Dallas. You've got Colorado. They've got a lot of space in their cap now that Duchesne's gone. It could be very interesting. But I don't think he stays as an Ottawa Senator this year. But that's just me. He could stay there. If he does stay there, a lot's got to change at that team. With coaching, I think Guy Boucher is not the right coach for Karlsson either. I don't think the GM is working there. I think the owner is a problem as well. It seems like a very toxic environment behind the scenes. So a fresh start maybe what he needs. But it's what it is. Erik Karlsson is an exceptionally talented player. He is a scoring defenseman. He is like a Brent Burns, just a little bit smaller in stature. He's lost that, but you can see he's lost that bit of pace with that injury. He needs time to heal, and no playoffs this season will help him in that. And that's an extra 2 months of games that he doesn't have to play. And then if he does get picked up by another team, if he hasn't had to play playoffs, and if he decides I'm not fit enough to play World Championships, he can heal properly. He can go to the doctor. He can have some physio. And if he does get signed by a new team, they can go, right, we'll let you heal, we'll ease you in the pre-season, we'll regularly look after you. That's why he needs a team that will actually give care about his well-being. And a team with a good off-ice culture. So that's my view on it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.